Okay, folks, happy Sunday. We will get started here based on where we left off last time on the German armored cars. And we have several of these done, but the first thing I wanted to do is to go ahead and make sure that this 263 is complete. And this is the antenna that we had the problem with. I tried to fix it and it's cracked on too many areas, so we're going to use the Plastic Soldier Company one along with the mounts for it. We were able to use the antenna for the 232 for the Rodin as well, and that worked pretty well. So we will do the same thing with this, but I want to make sure that I didn't miss any pieces putting them on there last time. And for that, I had to kind of organize everything. Let's get this bleeding over here. There we go. Get rid of these extra pieces of sprue that we do not need. And instructions for this are here. Okay, this just has where the mounts go. Okay, so we'll need to do that. That's the last step that we're going to do so that we're not tinkering with that while we have all these other things in place. So we'll need that as the last step. This is the other part of the instructions. This is the instructions from the other one. Okay. Yeah, this is complete here. And all of this is done. Hey Nordic, how you doing, man? Hopefully you're feeling a little better. Okay, it's all I gotta do is left is the antenna. So let's we're going to use the placement for this one and these pieces, and hopefully all this will line up. So we're using the back one here. We're using the front one over here, which should line up on these two spots, hopefully. It does, okay? And then the post, which sits back here, let's make sure everything is sitting in place and we will drill this thing out. We got a little caddy here, so over the weekend, so hopefully that makes some of this nonsense a little easier to deal with. That's the one that we drilled out. We're going to need a blade. And what else? The glue. I'm going to switch the Tamiya glue because I don't want to have a spill. So, you've been watching Star Wars Andor. I watched one episode and wasn't captivated by it. That doesn't mean I won't continue with it. It's just not that big of a deal. I'm not really a fan of Diego Luna, so. Yeah, these are the minuscule pieces they have. So I'm going to go ahead and use the mounts that fit on here really well because this one seems to be pretty durable. So let's go ahead and trim this thing up. Ideally, I would like to spray these guys also tonight. All 5 of them. We'll see if that comes to pass. Sure, really starts taking off after episode 2. I actually like it a lot. It's really close to being better than The Mandalorian. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I know you liked Rogue One. I didn't really care for it. I didn't care for any of the characters on Rogue One. I loved the tie-in at the the last 5 minutes of it. But maybe I would have enjoyed it more if the main character had been cuter. She really didn't do anything for me. All right, let's okay. Let's grab the. Yeah, that's the one. You just vacuumed this whole area. Now we're going to have these little bits of stuff. Not a fan of Felicity Jones. Doesn't do anything for me. No. I can't be into everybody. No. I mean, that's not why I wasn't a big fan of it, but it doesn't help. Use more for me, yeah. Sometimes it's not enough. Obviously, what's important is the story, but all right. This is trimmed up. Okay. Couldn't get in the morning painting today because, well, I was out of town, so I woke up somewhere else. So couldn't really get in there, but hopefully we can make up for it this evening. I did find, cleaning this stuff up, something I was looking for, which was a little brass rods. So when we go to build the other Martyr 3, we're probably going to build a little brass rod armature around it. At least see how that works out. Okay. These pieces here. This is going to fit over here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to need to look at the mixture of directions here because I need to see how this attaches. Okay, it attaches on the middle one. And it attaches on the middle one where the hump is. So the hump is like this, and it's going to attach on the middle one. I don't know how, but something like this. I think it does anyways. Can I picture one of these finished out? I better look at another source. Let's look at SDKFZ263. All right, and let's go to images, and it may actually not be attached to anything. And that's what I want to make sure that whether it is or isn't. Because it doesn't look like it has an attachment point. Wow, I'm looking at all these pictures and it's still, the jury's still out. I'm starting to think it may not be attached to it. Oh, Black Dog makes an accessory set for this stuff. That sucks. I wish I hadn't seen that. Their stuff looks pretty cool. Black Dog. Doesn't look like it attaches. Okay. We won't attach it then. I just assumed that it did. Weird looking vehicle. Yeah, it's not very attractive. Okay, so this is going to be independent. So we're going to go ahead and drill this thing out. There's a little notch there for it. Okay, and we'll probably have to enlarge this so that it fits in the right thing. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. A little bit bigger. Okay. And this, we're going to drill these two out like we did on the back. You can always push it in a little bit like we did on the 232. So this armored car doesn't come with with extra armor plates on the front. Okay, we ended up putting that piece towards the back. we did. Okay. So these two are going to go like this. And then this would actually go down the sides, wouldn't it? Yeah, so I don't know that I need the little down spots for that. This is going to sit like so. And this is going to sit up here. Okay. We should be able to flex this afterwards. It's going to fit in there. Well, I went to a bookstore yesterday. I went out of town and did many things. Reason for going out of town, I went to go see a comedy show. Went to go see Carlos Mencia, which my wife and I were big fans of his show. Shit, 12 years ago or whatever when it was on, maybe even longer than that. Pretty sure we caught every single episode on Comedy Central when it was on. But the girls went shopping, and I decided to go into Barnes & Noble and almost picked up some books, and I did not. I didn't feel like buying something just to buy them, and I think I've talked myself into canceling my Audible subscription, and so I'm going to subscribe to a war game magazine for a year and see how that goes. And I want the digital and the in-person print. I want them both, and I think if I do that, I actually save some money. The problem with Audible, though, and I'm a big fan of it, is I have like 8 credits, so I've got to, if I cancel my monthly subscription, you have to pick what you use your credits for. You lose them immediately. Did I watch Obi-Wan yet? I did, now that you mention it, and God, I don't remember much about it. I remember not hating it. Wait, which is the one that had the Sith girl that was the world's worst actress? Well, I'm going to take this off. I'm going to take this off here. And take this off here, because it doesn't really work with going across. That should fit on there right now. That the one that had the dark Sith girl? It wasn't bad. You know, once I found out she was actually trying to get her revenge, it became better. But before that, I'm like, this is like, who wrote that? Between her script, how it was written, and her lack of wanting to be there, I thought she was a terrible ad. But I've always thought that I am a Star Wars fan, but I'm not a fan of the Jedi shit. I prefer a good blaster. But anyhow, but I think that the Scottish dude did a really good job, even in the prequels, to fill in Obi-Wan as a young Obi-Wan. I think he did a really good job with that. Felt they crapped the bed Obi-Wan. Felt suffered from bad writing, bad stories. Obi-Wan and the third sister. Yeah, the third sister sucked. I didn't care that she was of a different skin color than normal. That's fine. That's, you know, there's all that in the universe. I just think that she was a terrible actress. You know, extremely wooden. And actually, once I found out that she wasn't really what she was supposed to be and was plotting revenge, it became better. She didn't bother me as much. So, but you know, I don't repeat watch those things. So as long as they're okay to watch once, that works for me. I think this will work just fine. Now, one thing I read is, so this armor that's on the front, let's take a look at one of those. I just read recently that after France in 1940, they added this. And then later on, they actually added more armor to it, and they didn't have that anymore. At least that's what the article said that I read. This is going to look pretty good, I think. I think it's going to be pretty secure. Yeah, I thought she was terrible. Now, I do like Giancarlo Esposito. I think he's a really good actor. Although he was not a whole lot in Mandalorian. I don't know. I saw every episode once. I don't plan on ever watching any episode a second time. All right, let's do a couple things. Let's remoisten this and adjust where the location of it. And we will need tweezers for this. I remember somebody mentioned, I was reading one of the articles after it came out, and some random person on the internet said something that they must have, the actress that played Third Sister was like, they just grabbed an angry woman at a grocery store and put it in there. I just laughed. I just laughed. You know, half of it was her acting and half of it was her writing. Her writing for her wasn't very good. You know, like the lines and stuff that they had her do just wasn't any good. Now, one of the episodes, was it Obi-Wan that had Ahsoka in it? I thought that was a nice addition. I think that went really well. Yeah. Yeah, she's not a good actor, and you know, and her lines were written poorly. You know, you can only do so much. Oh well, she won't be in another episode, more than likely. Okay. Did you ever see that fan movie where the one guy, before Solo came out, this one guy did the fan movie of Han Solo, and he had all of Harrison Ford's mannerisms, and I mean that guy was like a shoe-in. The show felt rushed. Well, you know, I've said it before. We want a good story and everything. They just want to make some money. So, you know, conflict of interest, maybe? I thought it was okay. It was better than... I started liking it better than Andor, but you said you like Andor, so maybe we'll give it another shot. We're just watching other stuff right now. Can I lay something on this and this is putting enough pressure on it? What if I did this? Does that make it touch? Yep. Okay. We'll leave your happy ass alone. And then this one's here. Excellent. I got like all kinds of tools and stuff I just didn't have 30 years ago. Makes things a lot easier. Now, let's see if we can correct the failure that we did here. Because I got this all in the wrong frickin' place. Now, I don't know if it's worth correcting. Let's see if we can do something. We'll see if we can budge the bottom before we do anything else. And it may not be worth doing. We'll see if we can loosen up the bottom before we mess with the top. I swore I saw an article where somebody had taken this type of glue and then used plastic sprue and they made their own paste, their own putty paste. I'm not going to budge it. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone. Because the angle on it should be like this one instead of like this. But, all right, so this thing is complete. Depending on whether we're going to do armor and stuff on it. We're not going to put armor plates on this one because if armor plates were done early, this thing came out pretty far towards the end of it, already having the extra armor on it. So we're just going to assume that's what it is. We got to make a decision on this guy in the hatch. I did find all of my guys with hatches. And see what other crew positions, crew members we have options for. This is a guy with binoculars. Oh, we could just use those, right? This is, let's see what we got there. Between that and that. Okay, so here's the guy that we used in the Czech 38 tank that was very, very tight. This is a guy from the Panzer IIIs. Okay. And we're not going to use this guy. This guy has a late brimmed hat. I don't want to use that. We're going to use a field cap dude. And what other options do we have here? We have another one of those. Another guy with a field cap. Another guy with a field cap. Okay, so those are really the only two options. And I've used both of these guys before. One of them in the Czech 38, one in the Mark III. So regardless of which one of these two we use, we're going to have to cut them down a little bit. This guy at least half of that. Let's go ahead and do that. Whee! All right. So much easier modifying these things than white metal. This came with no crew members for these, but okay, so we can have this one like this. Let's just put one in each. Not that I'm going to permanently leave them that way. Let's cut this guy off all the way at the waist. And this really cuts well through this plastic. All right, let's see what this guy looks like. I kind of like the guy with binoculars better. Shit, I could put one of them in each. Because these two armored cars don't have anybody. This one didn't even have an option from either one of them. It's just locked. And honestly, I could have made one of these as a 232, but man, it would be difficult to get a guy sticking his head out there. It's all kinds of problems. Okay, well, that's food for thought. Did I move this thing? Well, I moved it, and it still wasn't set in place completely. Let's just set it back down. There we go. All right. Continue on building, because this one's complete except what we're going to do with the armor. And we are going to put some armor on this one, and probably the other one as well. So let's throw this away. All right, we can take these instructions. We're done with the 263. I'm going to put them into 263. Was there a rear armor? Oh, this is also the 263 one. Okay. I don't think there was a rear armor option for 232. So, let's just get these guys out of here. Definitely a heck of a lot more robust radio antenna than what comes with the other ones. Okay, it's fender time. Yeah, we weren't going to be able to get to the fenders, so we didn't start them. One sprue left for fenders. These fenders as well. Alberto, welcome back. are this man of the video. Okay, I don't know what you're trying to say. I just don't want to do this alone, man. That's just boring. That's some boring stuff. Okay. These little doors go towards the front. Let's go ahead and take the turret off. We don't need her right here on there. Let's okay. Seemed like a long weekend. That's a good thing. This goes towards the front, so naturally this is this side. Painting hats and cartridges for 30 miniatures. No, I don't think I've ever painted cartridges. Ministry of Hats, Funny Hats and Cartridges. All right, what do we do after the fenders? put the mufflers and these other things on. Okay, cool. It's these two. And these two. Well, that's not supposed to fall out. Let's set it the other way, get a little bit more tension on it. Wow, it's just not wanting to budge. Is painting miniatures and Transylvanians. Skeletons and not dead. And undead. Yep. I painted some Transylvanian skeletons. Vampire counts. Yeah, somebody was telling me the rules to that was broken. Something about making a conga line or something like that. They were describing me the problem to me, and I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't have enjoyed playing that. Here we go. Hold on 1 second. Be right back. $15 skeletons. There are a couple of books on Vlad the Impaler. And wasn't that bad a guy. And it wasn't that bad a guy from the standpoint that, you know, he wanted people to do something. And if they didn't do it, yeah, They wouldn't get a second chance. Having to have a snack. I'm like dying here. No, he hated the tourists because they freaking took him hostage. I enjoyed building the army. I enjoyed building the camp with all the skeletons that were impaled. But Phil Barker seems to be, he's an exceptional general or whatever it is that they call it. I disagree. I don't think that he was that good of a commander. But whatever. It's cold here. Not cold here. Got into the 80s. 83 right now. Yuck. Okay, this one goes on this side. Then we'll do the same on this side. And my goal is to get these guys sprayed and not have a jam in the middle of my spray session. And that's not, I don't know if that's that tall an order. I didn't, last time I did it, I didn't get one either, so. I'm just hoping to get better at it every single time I do it. I should be able to be really good at it. I've got, you know, I'm used to doing things that involve precision. Okay, turret's done. Hatch, we got to do these little, the little grab handles. At least my weather is consistent. I experience extreme humidity and cold. I wouldn't want your icy conditions. I wouldn't want your taxes. What else? I've been to Pennsylvania. I think Pennsylvania's pretty, you know, there's crummy parts of Pennsylvania, you know, but I'm a suburbs person, so, you know, there's lots of suburbs in Pennsylvania. I've gone many, many years. I thought it was very pretty. And it's just as hot there as it is here in the summer. Maybe not as hot, but nearly. Within 5 degrees, that's close enough. Now, I am armed with the knowledge of putting these grab handles on the last one. And this is one of the hardest things I think I've ever put on any kits, because they just don't have good instructions. And it doesn't matter who the maker of them is. They just don't have good instructions. All right, where did we put the drill? Here we go. All right, did this thing glue in place? Yeah, now it did. All right, it pressed it on down enough. All right, we can drill this out. Okay, and drill this one out too. And then likewise on the other side. This is such a breeze compared to doing this in white metal. Okay. Now, the one with the shortest one goes here. So we're going to enlarge this. We need to, let's go up a size, just for good measure. Let's take this, let's take the pin vise. And let's go to a larger bit. I'm actually going to go ahead and throw the ones away that are the Chinese ones with a straight front, with a flat front. I don't even need to have them in here. I'm never going to use them. I keep skipping over them. The whole front of the drill bit is flat. So you can't even get a bite into something. Okay, so the next size up is going to be something like this. Let's put this in the pin vise. Still not big enough for that one. All right, we're going to take all these little guys, I've talked about it for a long time, and throw them away. And there might be more, because I ain't counting them. I need to just get them out of my life. Because it just don't work. Okay, now this should fit in there now. Exactly. That's how it needs to fit in there. Okay, so we're going to slide these in in the bottom. And where they meet the hole, put a little like that. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Okay, what else do we have? Assemble optional rear armor. Okay, well this is going to go on here. What about the hatches? This is the tire that goes with the rear armor here. And this sits up over the intake on the back, and a tire gets glued on it. That's going to be a tire that is very dusty. I'm going to go ahead and put the optional armor on one, at least this one. Okay, and we're going to put the extra armor on the front of this one as well. Do we need anything else on here? No, this is a dead sprue for the time being. All right. Did I look at your British regiments? Oh no, I don't think I did. Sorry, I disconnected and I've been out of town. I'll take a look at them tonight. Was it AWI stuff? I think that's what you were working on. Oh, this is Napoleonics. You might have some Napoleonics left to do. Okay, what else do we have in here? Nothing. This is a dead screw. Well, we're not going to use it on the two 231s. Let's put it that way. ADBI British Lines Regiment. All the regiments should be 5 stands. We'll take any excess stands from the ones you see. Change your cup colors and a couple of stands to bring them. Okay. No, I've been busy this weekend and driving, so I can't check phone and stuff. So I'll have to look for that. You just painting them to paint them, or you gonna plan on playing something, or? I think you said you're in the mode of painting things just to paint them. Weren't so worried about playing, which I get. I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm not super hurry for lines, maybe paint as well. It's great. Light infantry battalions. Here we go. Problems with instructions. Some of this stuff is just clear as mud. Okay, this is going to attach something like this. Let's go ahead and weld this, and we may have to adjust it in a little bit. In the middle of a bit of both, aiming to play Breeds Hill on the anniversary. Need to have the troops finished by then. Well, if you get them done, you get them done. If not, it'll just be a little later. Okay, so the fat part like this is on this side. So this is going to glue like that. Okay. Yep. One is Bunker Hill. That actually happened on Breeds Hill. Well, there's your opportunity to educate everybody. Okay, and then this will attach, looks like under this plate here. attaches right under this lip. Oh, I see. That's where the notch is. Okay, the notch sits on that channel. All right. Put a little there and a little there. My tweezers. Oh, did I put this on back asswards? Let's see. No? Okay, which way does it go? It's got a little notch in the top one. Doesn't look like it has it there. Yep, it's facing down. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, does it attach at the top then? Yes. Okay. Well, that's not like the other model then. That's what threw me off, was building one of the other ones. Yeah, I guess it's like this at the top. There's definitely some fiddly shit on these armored cars that I just don't feel like it fits right there. Yeah, it clearly fits. And that's where the notch is, so it's gotta go like that. Alright, let's get this in place first. Let's get this where this goes. until June 17th to finish the units. Even pinning up doubts bought at Cold Wars 5 years ago. Should take pictures of her doubts. I don't use gafas. I don't know what gafas are. I think I will put dinner in the oven in about 45 minutes, making cube steak, baked in cream of mushroom soup, and mashed potatoes. Gafas. What the F is gafas? Damn it, man. Do I use gafas? Gafas in English. Glasses. I do. I use contacts. But once I turn 45, I can't see. Unfortunately. So now I just take my contacts out. Contacts are out right now. This takes the place of my contacts. So I'm naturally nearsighted. So everything's zoomed in. And not because I need to see it that much better, but I can't. I'd rather do this than wear readers. Okay, this is going to close like this. And gafas does not sound like glasses. Okay, here's a happy little hatch how it's closed. So if we're going to have it open, it's going to flip over. Like this. And the question is, how does it lay when it's open? Because we're going to have a figure in there. This one looks like it has the armor plate on the back. Well, we're not going to rush to put that on there. Let's make sure that one of these is actually missing. This one's missing the two little things up front, so and the muffler in the back. So we're going to hop to that, knock those out. Somehow I got it on me. I have a feeling I probably was doing it at a point where I had to stop, and it got away from me. Gafas. You know what I call glasses? Espejuelo. That's what I call them. Yes, I use espejuelo. But I can't drive with them. It's like driving drunk. Shit's moving on you. Okay, and then this one's dead. What have we got over here? Only the other one has the front pieces. Not there. Here's another hatch. Okay, we're going to need another hatch. For the other one. Where are all those little pieces? Not there. Here they are. All right. So this guy's going to need these two and this one, and maybe a plate on the back. Okay, this is the one that we tried to loosen up and we didn't get anywhere, right? It's not worth damaging it at this point. Just to put it in the right place. I do use a sprue cutter, but they're so small, it's just not worth it. It's a huge sprue cutter. It's more necessary on the plastic that's more brittle. This plastic is not very brittle at all. So, I didn't have a sprue cutter for a long time until about a year ago. And I don't know if it's that necessary. I don't think it's that necessary, honestly. Of all the things I have, it's probably the most unnecessary item. Okay, well, we got something from Amazon that I ordered yesterday. I don't know if I'm going to be able to install it while we're live. Maybe I can. It's a desk power strip. More boxes. I just cleaned my room out. Now it's full of boxes again. Damn it, man. Okay, so we're going to attach this on the end of my desk because the power cord that I have in the computer is it puts way too much strain on it. And I've got extra attachments here for lights and stuff like that. So, F it, let's do it live. Mail call, that's right. Just the thing you're after. This power strip, yeah, we'll see. It was on sale yesterday. I was like, well, let me see what I can. I actually was looking for something else. I went to IKEA and they found there was one thing they had that I absolutely wanted, and I didn't know I needed it. They have a clamp that you can clamp over here and put your drink cup here. So imagine having my drink like here, off the place in a place where I can't knock it off. Great. Oh, they're out of stock. I don't know where we're going to restock them. Thanks. So I'm probably going to Amazon that as well. But strange that it faces the opposite way. All right, let's attach this to the back here. No, we're going to put it over in this zone. Perfect. Even with the back of the desk. And I was going to buy a light to go out and for the airbrushing, because I don't have a light source out there. But the problem is that, please be long enough. All right, this one connects to that, so we're going to unplug the computer. Should still be okay. And we will re-plug this computer into this power strip. And that way it is straight down instead of across the back of the painting table. We'll put it here, and then we will attach this power thing up here on the table, not on the ground. Now, I also have an auxiliary light. See, my computer's great, but there's only one USB port on the whole damn thing. Actually, there's two. I need one for the mouse, and I need the other one for the microphone. Let's see, what am I missing? One of these is the light source. Okay, which is this one. So we should be able to just go here, and now we will have an additional light. Okay, excellent. Welcome to the 21st century. Okay, and we will just hang this microphone, the headset from here. And we don't need this extra plug-in. Now, I also have the power for the from the camera all the way the hell over on this side on a long cord. I could also connect it to that because it has a USB-C port. But we'll leave that alone because then I've got to put it the opposite way across my painting area. So let's see, is this light any useful? It's more. Had to as well, Barnes, the hobby price, need to order a few more. I hate shopping in stores these days. Places never seem to have everything in stock. That's right. And they don't give a shit. So they had lots of these things on display. And I'm like, well, I'll just take one of these and buy them. And the lady looked at me like, like she was a dick. Because she was. I'm like, you got 8 of them on display. Let me take one. I need one of those. And I'm going to put it right here. So then I gain all this area. Because I'm extremely right-hand dominant. So I don't want to knock this thing on the ground. Anyhow. In Pennsylvania, se me hagan las gafas. You started to order everything online. The problem is you go to a bunch of different stores and you burn fuel and you get frustrated with the fact that places don't have anything / nobody gives a crap anymore. And I wasn't born yesterday. I remember when people gave a crap. And it pisses me off that that's not the case. So, anyhow, there we go. Yeah, we can do one of these. All right. Like that vacuuming sound, don't you? That's the wifey vacuuming in the other room. Okay. Put this here. I'd rather get it at a store, but a store I used to go to quite a bit a while ago was Best Buy, and then they stopped having anything. So, I have the mufflers on here. Oh. Trim mine down a little bit. God, I really wish I could remove this. But I'm afraid if I do that, I'm going to end up breaking it. Because I would have to remove it and then turn it. Let's see if I can get away with doing this. It is softened. Now, I don't have a spare one of these, so I think I'm going to be able to pull it off. because the instructions of these pieces suck. And they're impossible to find pictures of where these things go. All right, now as soon as we get this loose from that point, okay, we got this side done. I'm done. All right, cool. Let's do the other one, and then we'll clean that up a little bit. All right, so this did do a good job of loosening this up. So we will loosen, and we will loosen there, soften. Good, because I wasn't really happy with how that turned out. Man, I looked at so many freaking drawings for this thing when I was building the first one, which was the 263. And they just weren't helpful. The drawings just weren't helpful at all. At some point, I've got to go to the grocery store. We divvied up. She went to a couple places and she just got back, and I'd like to finish building all these before I had to do that. I think that's not too tall an order. I think we should be able to do that. I don't mind going to the grocery store. I don't mind going to the grocery store. I don't mind doing the laundry. All right, let's see if this thing's softened up a little bit. Just had a new hobby chair delivered. Next day, $3.95, a lot less stressful than store shopping. I wish that this one didn't. Well, it's quiet now, but it does, when I reach over, it sometimes bitches, but they're all that way. I think I'll have to hop the pond and invade Spain for that. You better round up some fine Spanish ladies. Russia, they say, hurrah in Spain. In Spain, we in the glasses. I bet you hate mowing the lawn, though, right? I've stopped doing it. We paid a lawn service. I've stopped doing it. I did it my whole life, and I've just given up on doing it. My brother never mowed the lawn in his life. I moved out, he was younger, he never mowed the lawn. And he doesn't mow at his house. And I've just stopped doing it in the last 6 months. I'm not doing it anymore. It's just too difficult. It just became over the summer. It's like, okay, I'm good mowing unless it rains. And it freaking rained. Okay, and then the next day it rains again. And then we're going out of town. It's just like, you're just Mother Nature's bitch. And I don't like paying somebody to do it, but look at that. All came out. All right. So based on what we know for the other one, let's seal this up. I'm going to go ahead and drill these holes in, and then we'll clean them up. No, but I've always mowed my own lawn. Because when I was a kid, I got paid to mow my own lawn. I got $5 freaking dollars, and people want a lot more. So I don't pay them. I don't worry about it. I'd rather not know. But I'd be perfectly happy not having a lawn. We don't use it for anything. All right, let's clean this stuff up now. I want to say it was another reason I didn't mow the lawn, other than it's impossible to freaking plan your time around it. You know, it's a long time. Oh, I know what it is. So we got this new grass about 2 years ago. That's awesome. It's called zoysia. It's super plush, but it's so plush that you go and you mow it, and then your tire marks pushes in where you're mowing, and then when you go back over it the other way, it's still got pushed down, and then like 30 minutes later, the grass slowly comes up. So you end up having these frickin' lines where it looks like you're an idiot and you didn't know how to overlap the frickin' mower. And it was just, I was having to mow the lawn like 3 times. I'm like, I just don't have the time for it. You know, I'm having to mow the lawn 3 fucking times. It was taking 3 hours, and then plus the whole, you know, it rained this day, and it's like, they come out here with a fucking airplane. You know, they drive around it. You know, I say that, and they don't have to do it multiple times, but that's really what pushed me over the edge. It was like, I can't go over the grass freaking three freaking times every time it's time to do it. You know. How was Carlos Mencia? He was good. He was good. I get paid to mow the neighbor's lawn. I said do it for free because the neighbor's me 90 and my entire life she refused and insist on paying me. Yeah. I don't have a problem doing it myself. I've done it my whole life. But with this grass, the grass is great. It's more insect resistant than the standard grass that's here. I can't mow the lawn fucking 3 times. You know, it consumes too much time. You know, and then you have to do it every week, and you know. Oh well. So that's the reason why I had forgotten. But we'd only been doing it for maybe 8 months. So. I hate paying for it, but I don't pay them, so I don't feel the pain. Okay, we should be and hopefully these things will align in the same place, and I kind of wasted my time doing this, but there's no guarantee that that'll be the case because the angle that these things are hitting at is different. If I don't do this now, when the hell am I going to do it? And I'm not going to putty over this. We should be all right. Okay. This one goes here, this one goes there. Right. I'm waiting for another 40 minutes or so before my next free iced coffee redemption is up at Panera, and then I'm going to go grab one. You can only have one every certain hours, or... It's people like you, they're going to ruin that. They're going to be like, yeah, we made a lot of money, except this one guy in a blue Jeep in frickin' Oklahoma came and frickin' raped us. Every hour he was on there getting the iced coffee. Put us out of business. I'm a fan of iced coffee. I definitely am. But I don't put any sugar in it or any of that stuff. All that stuff that gives me headaches and makes me angry. Okay, that's good. Speaking of drilling, I found this really cute Chinese gal's YouTube channel who makes bows. I don't know. As long as she's making weapons and not driving, you should be okay. All right. Okay, we corrected that. And we did these on the front, and it's just a matter of whether or not we want an armored thing on the back. Okay, and this is the hatch for that one, which I guess we should trim. Here is the tires, the spare tires, and the armor plate. Yeah, this is just as quick as going and grabbing the clippers. I'd be more worried about it if it was something that flexed. Here, the way these are molded, they're putting enough pressure on this flat surface so that they're not flexing, so I don't have to cut them in midair. If I needed to cut them in midair, yeah, it was the clippers would be the way to do it, but there's enough flex in this plastic. Maybe that's why it's terrible for sprue. It's not worth a damn to make stretch sprue with it. Cut it from this side. Okay. How many tanks do I have? Unmade? I don't know, about another 70. I'm just guessing. It may be less than that. It's something like that. It's at least 50. We're not stopping anytime soon. I'm enjoying the living shit out of this. You know, and it's just like you get tired of something. You know, I can build something quick in a weekend and paint it that same weekend and then move on and do something different. Not like getting stuck with the same army over and over and over and over and over again. I'm not making a huge I'm not making a huge interest in going back to 15s, am I? Yeah. We may or we may not. It's not that big of a deal. We've done enough of them. And the only reason I have this many is because that estate sale. If not, I'd probably be done. I'd probably be done with them. Somebody was telling me I should get a broom bar. I will at some point. I think it was, what's his face? The guy from Michigan. He wanted me to do a broom bar. I will. No, and I don't have nothing compared to that guy from Portugal. That guy's nuts. He has a lot of stuff. Go watch his videos on YouTube. But honestly, he was probably the most influential person to get me back into this scale. You know, even though I don't play rapid fire would not, I'm not doing all this effort and then play rapid fire. Yeah, I'll play rapid fire, just not with my guys, my stuff. I don't like infantry on stands. If I'm going to paint infantry from World War II, I want them individually based. So that's kind of a non-negotiable. All right. Commanders, huh? So if he's there, the hatch is going to be open like that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and glue. The top of this one. Let's make sure this is trimmed. Well, there and well there, okay? Yeah, but the show was good last night. My wife and I were fans of him. We used to watch, I think we probably watched every single episode of his show live when he was doing it back, 12 years ago or whatever. And that's the kind of comedy I like. I like ethnic humor. Okay, I better be careful how this thing opens. Let's just leave it like that for now. Let's look at some pictures quickly. SDKFZ 231 with hatch open. Come on. Okay, this one's like vertical. Okay, this is a real one. It's kind of at 45-degree angle. Well, that's going to be almost impossible to hold it. Yeah, it should be the only thing down here, because I just vacuumed this. Let's see, can we use this light? Helpful. There it is. On your knees, boy. All right. We'll have it up like that. And we'll put the other one up as well. No point in putting the hatches closed when they have to be closed on these other two vehicles. And if any vehicle is going to have hatch open, it's going to be a reconnaissance vehicle. Right, one of these will have. Guy like this. Another one will have a guy like this. Do you ever see Lewis Blacks? I like Lewis Black. I like people to get angry. Yep. Lewis Black gets a little political, though. And I'd rather not have comedy that has politics in it. Because then it appeals to more people. All right, before I get carried away and reach the point of no return, okay, let's take a look at, I would like to have them different. So here's one that has neither one of the two things, doesn't have the armor on the front or the spare tire. if I change my mind now, yeah, we can do that at that angle. Okay, this one has just the spare tire on the back, no armor on the front. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to put armor and a spare tire on that one. This one won't have either one of them. This has just the front, but not the spare tire on the back, because of course it didn't come with it. This one will have both of these the same. We'll have both of these the same. That's how we're going to do it. Okay, so this stuff that we cut out, we're going to install all of it. All right, so let's go ahead and put the spare tire on the back. So I have to put that plate. All right. Let's go back to this other screen now. Okay. Then this one here, we will put this on the back. Okay. All right. You know, I'm not going to put the armor on the front. That way all of them are different. I'm not going to do that. Not because I don't like how it looks, but later on, they didn't use it. So, does that complete what we have going on here? I think it does. So let's take a look. Obviously the crew figures aren't glued in, but this is what we have. So we have a 263 from Rodin with the antennas from Plastic Soldier Company. We have the Plastic Soldier Company 233. We have the Rodin 232 with the antenna from the Plastic Soldier Company. And by the way, can we rotate this thing? Yes, we can. I want to keep it like that. Okay. We have a 231, another 231, one of them with the armor on the front. And I've got another 231 complete that is not very, very good. It's not very good at all. So I have another 231. I have no 222s. So maybe at some point in the future. But that's what it is, you know. Now there's some other things we can add to it. Like for instance, this doesn't have a no-tech light that this one does. So I don't think I'm going to go down the road of diminishing returns and not be able to get anything done, because that's what it'll end up turning into. But these guys are pretty much ready to go spray. So, but anyhow, we will, let's see, there we go, move them the opposite way that I want them to. This is the armored car set for the Panzerwaffe. So I don't have any 222s nor 221s. So not worried about the 221s so much. It's the 222s. I could certainly use 4 of them, but it's not necessary. You know, this is actually a better looking vehicle, but they used a mixture of them in the armored car units. So yeah, you like the extra armor? Yeah, we got to mix it up so that, you know, not all of them will look the same. So yeah, good for variety. So. And the German armored cars, what I read, they tended to have nicknames. So maybe a couple of them will have nicknames on them. So, okay. Anyways, thanks for stopping by, folks. And we'll see you guys on the next one.